Okay, I've laid my pulp down and I'm going to form it into flat stones that'll go into the room that we're going to be doing at this photographer studio. You can see there's a lot of handwork done, and really what helps is to take a look at either natural floors, natural walls, or just look in books, design books, to get ideas for the way stone looks. Because sometimes we know the way it looks, but when we make it, it just is really nice to refresh our memories. And there's all different types of stone too. You can make them more round, like cobble, or like more angular, like slate. You're just trying to replicate nature. Didn't Leonardo da Vinci say that? Anything we make should be as close to nature as possible, because that was perfection, or perfection in imperfection. Okay, I flatten these, and remember the paper is going to shrink slightly when it dries. So if you need a certain height, you're going to want to make your stones a little bit higher than necessary. You can always sand it down with a palm sander or floor sander. Palm sander is really easy to use if you've made them a little bit too high. So it's better that they're a little bit too big than too low. And then what we're doing is we're taking a PVC pipe, any length, and we're rolling our stones out. And we want a little bit of an imperfection because, as I said, nature is imperfect, so we want it to look natural. So we want to roll it all the time. These I want to be irregular but with a little bit of an angular feel to it, and I'm creating really large stones, and I want very small grout lines. So, and my grout again is going to be the same thing, paper. But when I make my grout, I usually add a little bit extra glue to it, and I make it a lighter color if my stones are dark, so it stands out. So my paper source for grout typically is going to be white paper, white office paper, and I don't use phone books or newsprint because I get a lighter color, and there's a sharper contrast, which is really elegant when you're making these stones. And when all of these are done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct these fans on these stones, and they'll be dry in no time. These are direct vent fans, but you can use any fan. Right now I'm just using a straight edge to sharpen up the edges, because the paper will shrink down, create a little bit of an irregularity on top, but I want my edges to be sharp. And as you can see, the different paper sources have created a mottled look to the stone, and you can see where I've added a little bit of color like the brown. And if you want more color, more contrast, you can even add it later on after the stones are drying in place. You can add it with a spray bottle, you can add it, I can even add it now with dry tempera on top of the wet paper. And you get a really neat look, a natural look.